It's April 13th, 2016. We're in Los Angeles, California for the final regular season game between the mediocre Utah Jazz and the terrible LA Lakers. No matter what happens, neither team will make the playoffs. But even with nothing at stake, this moment, this last-second possession with the Lakers trailing by 1 point, is enthralling. It's magical, all because of the man holding the ball. This could be Kobe Bryant's final shot, potentially a game-winning bucket to punctuate the jaw-dropping performance that completes his unprecedented, legendary, and improbable career. Before Kobe shoots for his perfect ending, we need to rewind. On this final night of the 2016 regular season, there's history being made elsewhere. Over on ESPN, the Golden State Warriors are gunning for their record-setting 73rd victory. Based on the score bug we've been seeing here on ESPN2, that record's about wrapped up. So no matter what you were watching earlier tonight, your eyes have probably settled on this moment. Why? Why is Kobe Bryant's final game so compelling? Maybe that sounds to you like a dumb question, but let's actually unpack the kind of career it takes to earn this much attention. Look over Kobe's head right now. You'll see a pantheon of legendary champions who donned the purple and gold, the icons who made the Lakers one of the Earth's premier sports entities. Some of them were better players than Kobe Bryant, but none of them matched Kobe's raw output for this franchise. Whatever else he is, Kobe Bryant is the consummate Los Angeles Laker. Measuring by league-wide honors and achievements, Bryant's career ranks among the best ever. 5 rings, 1 regular season and 2 finals MVPs, 18 All-Star selections, stop and think about that number for a second, plus an armful of selections to All-NBA and even All-Defense teams. And all of this as a Laker. The late lottery pick LA acquired in a 1996 draft day trade, not even their biggest acquisition that summer, would end up giving the Lakers more points, more minutes, more games, free throws, threes, steals, more basketball than any individual ever. You can't achieve that volume without time, which brings me to perhaps Kobe's most incredible feat of all. He's still here in LA. Kobe sits atop so many franchise leaderboards because he played more years for one team than any NBA player before him. This is season number 20 in LA. At several points, this seemed impossible. Phil Jackson, who coached each of Kobe's championship teams, claims Bryant asked to be traded as early as 1999. The young star had just signed an extension, but wasn't getting as many touches as Shaquille O'Neal. The Lakers supposedly could have dealt him to Detroit for Grant Hill. That was before the Lakers won 3 titles. After the Lakers won 3 titles, things changed considerably. Bryant's sexual assault case played out in public throughout the 2003-2004 season. On the basketball court, the Lakers fell short in the 2004 finals, and their long, roiling war of egos boiled over. Phil left LA for the first time, and everyone knew the Shaq-Kobe partnership would not last. Bryant was a free agent and began that offseason shopping around for a contract with a new team. Kobe says he very nearly signed with LA's little brother NBA team, the Clippers. He even seriously considered leaving LA entirely. Talks progressed far enough with the Chicago Bulls that the Bryants scoped out potential houses and schools in the area. Only once the Lakers traded Shaq to Miami did Kobe agree to re-up with his incumbent team. And we don't need hindsight or secondhand accounts to tell us what happened in 2007. After 3 mediocre Laker seasons post-Shaq, Kobe demanded out of LA, publicly. He had a no-trade clause in his contract, though, which meant he could, and he did, reject some of the teams that wanted him, like the Pistons. The Mavericks thought they had a deal figured out, but it didn't come to fruition. The team Kobe wanted most, Chicago, wouldn't send back enough to make a trade worth it for LA. Ultimately, Bryant's trade demand hung in the air long enough that the Lakers were able to settle their grumpy centerpiece. Their February 2008 trade for Pau Gasol brought Kobe his first real co-star since Shaq. Those guys returned LA to their title-winning ways. In 2010, Kobe signed right back up for more. By the time that deal was nearing expiration, Kobe was old and accomplished enough to just play out the string, signing the contract everyone figured would be his last. A couple more very well-paid years to make it a nice, round 20 seasons in LA, a Laker for life. Of course, remaining under contract with the Lakers does not necessarily equal remaining available to play for the Lakers, not when you're entering your late 30s. Tonight's presentation pinched off a bit of special attention for another LA fixture working his last game, Gary Vitti, Lakers trainer since the 80s and longtime confidant of their aging star. Vitti's had his work cut out for him the last few years. In 2012-2013, right before that final contract extension, the Lakers went all in on getting Kobe one more ring. Flashy head coach hire, flashy new teammates, and nearly 40 minutes per game for a star who just turned 34. The 2013 Lakers buckled under the pressure, and so did Kobe's body. After a marathon of big-minute outings and a tweak to his left knee, Bryant finally snapped, and I mean that literally. The Achilles tendon in his left leg ruptured. He gutted out 2 free throws on his ruined leg, understanding they might be his last. With Vitti's help, Kobe rehabilitated his surgically repaired Achilles and returned to action the next season, only to fracture his knee in the same leg. He ended up playing just 6 games in 2013-2014. In 2015, it was a torn rotator cuff in his right shoulder. So the fact that Kobe is standing on the court, not sitting on the bench, for this 82nd game of his 20th season represents a triumph. It took a lot of help from Vitti and some careful minutes management from Coach Byron Scott to get Kobe over the finish line. Now, you might be wondering, when the high-salary superstar is too weathered, too hurt to play so much of his final contract, what does that mean for the rest of the team? Well, losing. Look around. Julius Randle was LA's lottery pick after a terrible 2014 season. The Lakers selected D'Angelo Russell second overall after a worse 2015. Larry Nance Jr. and Jordan Clarkson are also recently drafted youngsters who've gotten to shine for a team that's begun a rebuild while the old cowboy takes his last ride. Starting tomorrow, this group of guys, plus an upcoming lottery pick from this pool of talent, represents the Lakers' core, I guess unless they trade for more established stars. In the meantime, these kids who grew up watching Kobe have been content to, watch Kobe. That's true in an organizational sense. The team has stagnated while waiting for Kobe and fellow veteran Roy Hibbert to come off the salary books. And tonight, it is true in a literal sense. In a game that doesn't matter, these young Lakers have just handed Kobe the ball and spectated. This will be his 50th field goal attempt of the evening. Before we dig into that, we should examine some precedent. This kind of situation has happened before. Before tonight, the most shots Kobe had ever taken in a game was 47. That was in 2002, when the Lakers were reigning champs. They played an overtime game against the Celtics without Shaq or Rick Fox, so Kobe felt compelled to fire away. Bryant missed most of those shots, and Phil Jackson sounded kind of perturbed after the OT defeat. The shorthanded Lakers needed a lot of Kobe. Of course, between Shaq leaving and Pau Gasol arriving, there were entire seasons in which the Lakers looked pretty shorthanded, in which that kind of Kobe volume was their everyday lifeboat. Take, for example, this 06-07 game in Charlotte. Kobe's best teammates that night were guys like Luke Walton, Brian Cook, Smush Parker, and Kwame Brown. Future All-Star Andrew Bynum was still a teenager figuring things out. Just a dismal supporting cast. So, Kobe attempted 45 shots, hit a respectable 22 of them, and added a bunch of free throws to reach 58 points. The Lakers lost to the terrible Bobcats in triple overtime. Of course, on nights when Kobe really had the touch, incredible things could happen. Everyone remembers that night the prior season when Kobe made history by dropping 81 points on the Toronto Raptors. He took 46 shots to get there, and the Lakers needed every single one of them to keep the bad Raptors at arm's length. The 81-point game tends to overshadow an arguably more amazing performance right before it. In December of 2005, Kobe poured on 62 points in just 3 quarters. He single-handedly outscored the Dallas Mavericks for that stretch, did so on just 31 attempts, and then sat the whole fourth quarter of a blowout win. That is unbelievable. But perhaps the best example of Kobe going absolutely bananas for a mediocre Lakers team happened in early 2007, in the build-up to the superstar's public trade demand. Coming off a playoff loss in which he famously spent some time not shooting, Mr. Bryant was out to make a statement in the 06-07 season. He made his point very clear with a jaw-dropping stretch in March. 65 on the Blazers, 50 on the Wolves, 60 on the Grizzlies, 50 on the Hornets. 225 points in 4 straight games, all W's, and with efficient shooting percentages. In a losing environment, Kobe Bryant has shown unparalleled ability to create every kind of shot for himself, making him uniquely qualified to just take over. But what about as a 37-year-old playing his last game ever? This is a losing-er environment than ever before, as the announcers made very rudely clear.
You can say that this Kobe farewell tour has been the deodorant for a terrible season, the worst season in Lakers history.
These Lakers are quite young, and they have no identity except just watching Kobe ride out the wave. Well, that and a cell phone video gone awry. But Kobe's taken it pretty easy all season, saving himself for a night like tonight. Tonight, Kobe hoped to play 32 minutes. Coach Scott said, hey, how about 36? And right now, he's over 40 minutes. And about the shooting, things did not start well. Kobe missed his first shot. He missed his second one badly. Off a nice crossover? No. Off a spin move? Ugh. Out of a timeout, Kobe rimmed out a fadeaway, and you started to wonder how long they were going to let... Oh, wait a second. A high arcing baseline jumper found net. Out of the pick and roll, splash. A lay-in and the foul. Hey, it's Kobe. Beautiful seal for a corner bucket, and that's 4 in a row. By the time Kobe leaked out for this 3, the crowd was raucous, and Mike Tirico gave us a direct line into the superstar's brain.
Kobe, give me the ball. Feeling it. Fire it. Oh, got a ball!
I'm not going to make you watch every single Kobe attempt, but it's funny to track the announcers' rising expectations. Like after Kobe hit this 3.
He might score 40 tonight.
By the end of the third quarter, when Kobe was sitting on 37 points, the bar was set higher.
The guys want to know, how do you get him to 50?
Coach Scott said he would only pull Kobe if the fourth quarter score got out of hand.
Well, that's only if the game is, already in doubt.
And, I mean, it kind of was out of hand with under 2 minutes left, but guess who changed that? First, Julius Randle swiped Gordon Hayward in the paint, and Kobe put it high off the glass to not only hit the big round number,
Kobe Bryant! There it is! A 50-point game!
But kind of make this a game. When the Jazz turned the ball over, you knew what time it was. This looked like a much younger Kobe, splitting the defense to strike from the free throw line. 4-point game. With a minute to go, Kobe brought the ball over half court, picked up a screen, and sent Hubie Brown up the wall. It would have been absolutely fine for Kobe Bryant to lay an egg in his final game, or even just sit on the bench basking in glory. Instead, he's given us a vintage barrage to match the pageantry of the evening. He's cracked 50 points for the first time since his record-setting night at Madison Square Garden 7 years ago. And, against all odds, he's rattled off 9 straight unanswered points to set up one last crack at a game-winning bucket. This shot means nothing to the present or future of an extremely young, extremely bad LA team. But to punctuate the story of the consummate Laker, it would be perfect. Let's see if, just for fun, Kobe Bryant can create one more bit of magic. Welcome to a moment in history.
Bryant on the move with the jumper. He got it!
My!
Not gonna lie, it was pretty emotional watching that game over again. If you want to learn more about that Lakers era, I recommend this episode of Collapse, or you can watch some more Rewinder over here.